Welcome to Mystic Realms Recap. Links are in the description below. Please show some love of the author and me. On to the show.
Zhou Zhou raised his eyebrows. He finally saw things like racial skills and racial talent sphere again. And there was a low-level blood clan bloodline? This was the first time he had seen this. Then, he looked at the corpse of another vampire. He realized that the loots of both were the same. He half squatted down and placed his hand on the vampire corpse on the left. A golden notification appeared. "Do you want to retrieve the loot?" "Yes," Zhou Zhou thought to himself. The next second, a text notification appeared. "Lord Talent Hint. You have obtained loots, 8 mist cores, black iron tier, 1 low-level blood clan bloodline, yellow gold tier elementary grade, 1 racial skill book, blood bat form, yellow gold tier elementary grade, 1 racial talent sphere, yellow gold tier elementary grade." Whoosh! A large amount of loot dropped. Zhou Zhou put away the mist cores first. Then, he looked at the other loot. First, it was the low-level blood clan bloodline. It looked like a beating blood-colored heart. When Zhou Zhou picked it up, he realized that the heart was cold. A text notification appeared. Bloodline name. Low-level blood clan bloodline. Bloodline level. Yellow gold tier elementary grade. Bloodline effect. After absorbing it, the user can obtain a yellow gold tier elementary grade bloodline. Low-level blood clan bloodline. After fusing with this bloodline, the user will gradually awaken some low-level blood clan bloodline racial abilities during the period of their growth. Prompt 1. Fuse 100 units of yellow gold tier elementary tier vampire bloodline, and you can obtain 1 white platinum tier advanced grade vampire baron bloodline. Prompt 2. The level suppression between 2 different vampire bloodlines is very serious. Please carefully choose whether to absorb this bloodline. Do you want to absorb it? Zhou Zhou frowned slightly at the end. There was actually a serious level suppression among vampires of different levels. However, seeing this notification, he suddenly dismissed this idea of absorbing it. Unless he had the highest level of vampire bloodline, otherwise, he would rather not absorb a bloodline with such a huge drawback. Moreover, there were so many extraordinary creatures in this world. Dragon bloodline, elven bloodline, angel bloodline, titan bloodline, god spirit bloodline. All of these lords of all races were gathered here. This meant that there were the most complete bloodlines of the various races on the high continent. He had a 100% drop rate. As long as he could continue growing safely, sooner or later, he would be able to obtain a top-notch bloodline for himself. Speaking of which, I've already fought many monsters of different races. Only Lord Potts, his subjects, and this vampire lord's subjects dropped items related to racial abilities. Don't fog monsters drop bloodlines? Is it because they're essentially made of scarlet fog? That's why there are no bloodline-related loots? Zhou Zhou pondered. He thought for a moment. He felt that his guess should be right. After that, he stopped thinking and looked at the next loot. Race skill name. Blood bat form. Skill quality. Yellow gold tier elementary grade. Skill description. After learning it, the user can master the bloodline skill of a low-level blood clan bloodline, the blood bat form. After using the blood bat form, the user can instantly turn his body into a certain number of blood bats by consuming the blood in his body and using it to fly. Prompt. This racial skill is essentially a half-growth skill. The upper limit of growth is yellow gold tier elementary grade. Any level professional can learn it. Zhou Zhou immediately came to a realization. I knew it. How could 2 black iron tier advanced grade vampires use a yellow gold tier elementary grade racial skill? So it was a half-growth racial skill. It was a yellow gold tier elementary grade skill, but the 2 black iron tier advanced grade low-level vampires could only unleash the power that was befitting of this might. Then it was fine. Zhou Zhou chose to learn it immediately. After learning it, he carefully felt his change. Soon, he realized that he seemed to be able to control his flesh and bones to change. He looked at his right hand. With a thought. Bang! Wisps of blood-colored fog seeped out of the skin of his right hand and condensed into a bloodbat in his palm. Zhou Zhou looked at it. He realized that he could completely control this bloodbat and even have its perspective. Whoosh! The bloodbat suddenly flapped its wings and flew into the sky. Zhou Zhou looked at it helplessly. At the same time, he looked at the purple scale lake below through its perspective. A feeling that was different from his daily perspective attacked his heart. Even though the bloodbat's vision was weaker, which meant that he could barely see things, he had a visual effect similar to the blood eye. He could acutely sense the blood-colored creatures in his field of vision. At the same time, it could also simulate the surrounding terrain in its mind through ultrasonic positioning. With these three observation abilities, it allowed the bloodbat to have an extremely strong grasp of its surroundings. This bloodbat can be used as a scout when it's not safe. Zhou Zhou immediately thought with excitement. The price of creating this bloodbat was only a portion of his blood. At the same time, he could feel that if he consumed about a fifth of the blood in his body, he could turn his entire body into 20 bloodbats and control each bloodbat to fly away. Among the 20 bloodbats, only the only bloodbat would fly away with his soul. This bloodbat would be the most important bloodbat. If he encountered an enemy so powerful that it was difficult to resist, he could escape through this bloodbat form. He could use this bloodbat to condense his body again to escape death as long as this bloodbat with his soul was still alive and the others died. What a powerful life-saving skill. Zhou Zhou clicked his tongue. This was only the form of a low-level bloodbat. If it was a vampire baron in the form of a bloodbat, or even a vampire with a higher-level bloodline, not only would their bloodbat form be stronger, but there would also be other derivative changes. He did not try to turn his entire body into bloodbat form. Even though consuming 1/5 of his blood was not dangerous for him, who was at the green bronze tier intermediate grade, it would also cause him to fall into a weak state. There would be an even more intense battle later. Zhou Zhou did not want his strength to weaken at this time. It would not be too late to practice the bloodbat form when it was completely safe for him to do so. Now, I can be considered to have mastered this vampire skill without the bloodline of a low-level blood clan bloodline. If I have a low-level blood clan bloodline, my bloodbat form should be even stronger. Zhou Zhou thought. Even so, he would not fuse a bloodline with such a huge drawback just because of a skill. Then, he stopped thinking and looked at the racial talent sphere. Treasure name: racial talent sphere, blood pool. Treasure grade: yellow gold tier elementary grade. Treasure effect: after using it, you can possess the racial talent of a low-level vampire, blood pool. You can store more blood in your body. Moreover, you can store more blood every time your strength increases. You will also obtain a certain level of increase in effect when using blood element-related skills. Treasure description: the racial talent of the vampire race. After using it, you will possess the racial talent of the race. Remarks: this talent's breakthrough will last until you break through to the white platinum tier advanced grade. Zhou Zhou raised his eyebrows. This racial talent was not bad. This way, he could use the stored spare blood for the vampire skills when he used the bloodbat form in the future. As long as the frequency of use was not too high and did not exceed his total reserve blood volume, there was no harm to him at all. After that, he extracted the other vampire's loot and placed it in his spatial ring. He thought for a moment and looked at Bai. Bai, arrange for 2 teams to secretly monitor the territory of the Vampire Lord and the Baphomet race Lord here. It's best to find out everything about them, he said. After the Novice Lord test ended, the Novice Lord's protective barrier would disappear. The competition for the title of Lord of all races would officially begin from then on. When the time comes, he would start with these 2 overlords first. Yes, my lord. Bai did not ask further and went straight to make arrangements. Zhou Zhou watched her leave and his gaze returned to the 2 cat girls. What are your names? He asked. My name is Aaliyah, the older cat girl said respectfully. My name is Atli, the younger cat girl immediately said. How do you feel about being sword shield soldiers? Zhou Zhou nodded and asked. Don't worry, my lord. We're already used to fighting as sword-shield soldiers. Aaliyah immediately said. We will become stronger if we don't use shields, Atli said. Aaliyah hesitated, then nodded, too. Zhou Zhou was not surprised. This pair of catgirl sisters had talents in agility. They were not good at using strength. Giving up on the use of the shield was indeed beneficial to them. Actually, logically speaking, their best profession should be assassins. However, Zhou Zhou did not have a class change book related to the assassin class. Therefore, he could only arrange melee professions like sword-shield soldiers for them. But now, Zhou Zhou looked at them and had other thoughts. There will be a dojo in the territory in the next 2 days. At that time, the subjects can enter the dojo and change their profession to martial artists. When the time comes, the two of you can change your profession to martial artists, Zhou Zhou said. Martial artists had unlimited potential as a combat profession. Moreover, they should be able to obtain agility martial arts secret manuals in the future. It should suit the two of them. Yes, my lord, the two sisters said excitedly. They were quite satisfied with being sword-shield soldiers, but if they could become combat professions that was more suitable for them, the two of them were naturally very willing. Zhou Zhou acknowledged. Then, they saw Atli, the younger cat girl, who could not help but glance in the direction of the grilled fish. Her throat was even vaguely swallowing. Zhou Zhou could not help but laugh. You two haven't eaten yet, right? He asked. The elemental archer sisters and us have been assigned to patrol. It won't be our turn to eat until the shift changes. Atli was stunned for a moment before she said. At the same time, she looked at Zhou Zhou with desire. Aaliyah lowered her head with a flushed face. This little sister of hers was really. Zhou Zhou smiled. Then, he turned around and brought over the plate of grilled fish meat and handed it to them. The two of them quickly took it. You've done a good job killing the enemy. Consider this a reward for you. Take it back and eat them with the elves, Zhou Zhou said. Thank you, my lord. The cat-girl sisters' eyes lit up. How could the lord be so good? They could not help but think. Then, they left excitedly with the grilled fish after bidding farewell to Zhou Zhou. Another half an hour passed. The soldiers returned to their peak combat strength. Seeing this, Zhou Zhou asked the soldiers to clean up the trash on the spot. Then, he led the soldiers towards the territory of the Water Demon Scarlet Lord and Sea. Water Demon Scarlet Lord and Sea's territory. The Water Demon Lake. This was an artificial lake that was 2 to 3 times larger than the Purple Scale Lake. The lake was extremely calm, like lifeless, stagnant water. Zhou Zhou stood on a hill in the distance and looked at the Water Demon Lake from afar. He could not help but frown slightly. The lake was so big. Nazario probably could not replicate the burning of the entire Purple Scale Lake to destroy all the Purple Scale murderfishes. Let's see if we can provoke them out. Zhou Zhou thought for a moment. Then, he looked up at Nazario and conveyed his orders. After receiving Zhou Zhou's order, Nazario, which was in the air, swooned down. When it was still 50 to 60 meters away from the Water Demon Lake, it suddenly stopped its huge body. Then, it opened its dragon mouth and a red light brewed in it. The next second, boom! The scorching magma dragon breath instantly spewed out and exploded into the Water Demon Lake below. Kill notifications appeared in front of Zhou Zhou one after another. Your pet lava dragon, Nazario has killed a black iron tier elementary grade water demon. Promotion energy +2. Loots condensed. Your pet lava dragon, Nazario has killed a black iron tier elementary grade water demon. Promotion energy +8. Loots condensed. Your pet lava dragon, Nazario has killed the green bronze tier intermediate grade water demon leader. Promotion energy +40. Loots condensed. Your pet lava dragon, Nazario has killed a white silver tier elementary grade water demon leader. Promotion energy +200. Loots condensed. In the dozens of kill notifications, a kill notification of a white silver tier elementary grade water demon leader came into view. Zhou Zhou was stunned. His original intention was to let Nazario kill some water demons and see if he could provoke the water demon lord and see out. He did not expect it to kill a white silver tier elementary grade water demon leader directly. Zhou Zhou smiled. Even if it was a white silver tier advanced grade Scarlet Lord, watching a white silver tier elementary grade leader level subordinate of its being killed would probably make its heart ache, right? That was indeed the case. The next second, a furious roar from the soul seemed to resound in everyone's ears. Some soldiers who were not strong enough fainted under this furious roar. While the remaining soldiers did not faint, their faces suddenly turned pale and they looked a little dazed. Zhou Zhou had elementary grade mental potential, and his mental power far exceeded his peers. Therefore, he was not affected much. Soon, Dr. Zheng Qianjing ran over. "My lord, I want to take a look just now." I realized that the soldiers were only stunned. They suffered some mental damage, but it's not a big deal. They will be fine after resting for a while. He reported respectfully. "That's good. Take care of them." Zhou Zhou acknowledged. Then, he ordered Nazario to continue attacking. At the same time, he extended his right hand and aimed his palm at the water demon lake. He did not use his Black Iron Tier Lord Incite Defection talent to incite them to defect when facing the first two Scarlet Lords previously. At this moment, it was activated. Boom! An invisible fluctuation instantly covered the entire water demon lake. Under the water demon lake, more than 3,000 monsters that were half ox and half horse, covered in black fur and with two black horns on their heads, were wandering silently under the water. They were the water demon subjects under the water demon Scarlet Lord. They had also seen the scene of the magma dragon breath in the distance killing dozens of water demon. However, they were not sad looking at their dead companion. Their eyes were empty and cold. They only have biological instincts and feel a little emotional. They escaped from the place where the magma dragon breath had spewed out in fear. At this moment, an invisible fluctuation instantly spread. Some of the water demons immediately froze. When they came back to their senses, their eyes quietly became lively. "My lord," they said in a dry and unfamiliar voice. In the deepest part of the lake, in sea, the water demons stood there quietly. Around it were 3 white silver tier elementary grade water demon leaders. There were originally 4 of them. However, there were only 3 of them left after one of them died after the magma dragon breath just now. It was also because it had witnessed that scene with its own eyes that in sea the water demon Scarlet Lord realized deeply that the terrifying attack coming from above the lake was definitely not something it could withstand. Therefore, it did not want to go out at all. It did not care about the deaths of the water demon subjects at all as long as it and its 3 most important subjects were alive. With the 3 of them around, it could make a comeback before long even if it suffered heavy losses today. At this moment, an invisible fluctuation instantly swept past. The water demon Scarlet Lord and Sea did not react. However, the 3 top-notch water demon subordinates beside it suddenly froze. Then, they looked at each other. They all understood each other's identity. At this moment, they were not only top-notch water demons, but also top-notch spies. When they looked at the water demon Scarlet Lord and Sea again, their eyes were no longer as respectful as before. However, they did not act rashly. Instead, they silently sent a message to Zhou Zhou and told their lord the location of this water demon Scarlet Lord. On the shore, Zhou Zhou looked at the notification in front of him. Prompt: you have activated your lord's exclusive talent, Incite Defection. Incite Defection has taken effect. Lord Talent Hint: a total of 21 Black Iron Tier Elementary Grade Water Demons, 15 Black Iron Tier Intermediate Grade Water Demons, 12 Black Iron Tier Advanced Grade Water Demon Elites, 10 Green Bronze Tier Elementary Grade Water Demon Leaders, 6 Green Bronze Tier Intermediate Grade Water Demon Leaders, and 3 White Silver Tier Elementary Grade Water Demon Leaders have betrayed their lord's faction and become your loyal subordinates. Zhou Zhou looked at the Lord's talent notification in front of him in a daze. He could not believe his eyes. What kind of luck did he have today? First, he accidentally killed a white-silver tier elementary grade water demon leader. Then, he instigated the opposing 3 white-silver tier elementary grade water demon leaders to defect. After he received the news from the 3 of them, Zhou Zhou realized that this water demon Scarlet Lord was already surrounded by moles. Zhou Zhou exclaimed in awe. He suddenly pitied the water demon Scarlet Lord. It was too unlucky. Then, he told Nazario the location of the water demon Scarlet Lord without hesitation. After Nazario knew the location, it directly turned the direction of its dragon breath and attacked Nsi, the water demon Scarlet Lord. Under the lake. When Nsi saw the magma dragon breath suddenly change direction and rush towards it, it was stunned. Then, it hurriedly called out to its 3 good brothers and quickly swam into the distance. The 3 water demon, good brothers, told the water demon Scarlet Lord to run in the water demon's language, showing their loyalty. They kept reporting its latest location to Zhou Zhou. Therefore, the water demon Scarlet Lord panicked. Why was this attack following it wherever it went? Could it be that the fellow above the lake was actually so terrifying? The enemy could still sense its location even though it had already dived so deep? Soon, Nsi, the water demon Scarlet Lord, tried to dodge the attack of the magma dragon breath again but failed to dodge and was directly covered by it. A soul-shattering scream appeared in the minds of every soldier on the shore again. The other party's screams gradually quietened down after more than 10 seconds. A kill notification appeared. Your pet lava dragon, Nazario, has killed Nsi, the water demon Scarlet Lord. Scarlet Lord. Promotion energy plus 800. Loots condensed. The territory of the Scarlet Lord has become ownerless. You can plunder or occupy it. Prompt. Mission. Eliminate the Scarlet Lords has been completed. Mission reward. 300 yellow gold tier mist cores and 10 yellow gold tier aurora crystals have been issued. Prompt 1. 200 fish Springtown residents will submit to your territory tomorrow. Prompt 2. Your reputation in the Aurora Kingdom has increased to a certain extent. When you recruit talents from the Aurora Kingdom, you have a higher chance of success. Prompt 3. The King of the Aurora Kingdom will hear of your achievements soon. His favorability towards you has increased, and he will open the right to trade Aurora crystals to you. A smile appeared on his face after Zhou Zhou saw the mission completion notification. 300 yellow gold tier mist cores. In addition, there were 10 yellow gold tier aurora crystals. These rewards alone made his efforts worth it. At this moment, Nazario suddenly roared in the sky. Its voice was filled with joy. At the same time, scorching fire elements condensed into an elemental torrent and quickly surged into its body. Nazario's body began to grow rapidly. 8 meters, 10 meters, 13 meters. It stopped growing only after it hit 14 meters tall. A moment later, the torrent of fire elements gradually dissipated. Nazario also immediately conveyed its excitement to Zhou Zhou. This is a breakthrough, Zhou Zhou said in surprise when he saw this familiar scene. He immediately opened Nazario's attribute information. That was indeed the case. Nazario had already advanced from white-silver tier elementary grade to white-silver tier intermediate grade. It has finally broken through. A smile appeared on Zhou Zhou's face. Nazario was his strongest main force on the battlefield. It had broken through, which meant that he would be even more confident in dealing with higher-level Scarlet Lords in the future. Then, he looked at the water demon lake. His expression became serious again. Even though Nsi, the water demon Scarlet Lord, was already dead, there were still more than 2,000 water demon monsters under the water demon lake. Their battle was far from over. He ordered the 3 white silver tier elementary grade water demon leaders to lead the other water demons that had been instigated to start destroying this group of water demon monsters in the water demon lake through his mind guidance. Nazario did not stop to rest after breaking through. Instead, it continued to use the magma dragon breath to destroy the water demons. After breaking through, Nazario's strength had increased further, and the power of the magma dragon breath became even stronger. The efficiency of destroying these water demons was clearly higher. At the same time, Bai Yi led the poison crossbowmen and elemental archers to a place not far from the shore to line up. "Smear blood eye," Bai Yi ordered. As soon as she finished speaking, some of the poison crossbowmen and elemental archers took out the blood eye potion and poured some out. They smeared it on their eyelids and handed the remaining potions to their comrades beside them. They quickly saw the blood-red blood energy swimming quickly under the water demon lake as the medicinal effect began to take effect. Even though the blood energy of these water demon was very thin and almost non-existent, the long-range soldiers could still find their location. All long-range soldiers, shoot freely. Destroy all the water demons under the lake, Bai Yi ordered loudly. Yes! All the long-range soldiers roared. Then, they immediately drew their bows and shot freely at the blood energy shadow in the water demon lake. There were a total of more than 2,000 long-range soldiers. They only shot for a minute, and 1/5 of the blood energy shadows under the water demon lake immediately disappeared. 15 minutes later, there were no longer any traces of blood under the water demon lake. All the water demons were shot dead. A moment later, "Greetings, my lord." 2 white silver tier elementary grade water demon leaders and 3 green bronze tier intermediate grade water demon leaders came to Zhou Zhou and stammered. As for the other 62 water demons which had been instigated to defect, they had already been killed in the internal strife under the lake. Zhou Zhou looked at the 5 of them in surprise. "How do you know how to talk?" Moreover, in the cerulean planet language, "We were sentient creatures when we were alive. After becoming my lord's subordinate, we automatically mastered my lord's language." A white silver tier elementary grade water demon took the lead to reply. Its speech had clearly become much more fluent. Zhou Zhou acknowledged. He looked at the 5 water demons. So ugly. They were completely different creatures compared to the beautiful elves. However, no matter how ugly they were, they have also become his subjects. He had to treat everyone equally. "How long can you live on land?" Zhou Zhou asked. "We can survive on land for 3 days if we are not injured. We have to go back underwater within 3 days. Otherwise, we'll die because we're not used to the living conditions on land," the leader of the water demons said. "Then come back to Blazing Sun City with us later. From today onwards, you're subjects of my Blazing Sun City. When we reach Blazing Sun City, I'll think of a way to get you an underwater environment suitable for you," Zhou Zhou said. It was a little difficult to get an environment suitable for them to live in, but these were 5 high-end combatants after all. 2 of them were even white silver tier elementary grade water demon leaders. This was also the first time Zhou Zhou had obtained soldiers which could fight underwater. He was unwilling to give them up so easily. "Thank you, my lord," the 5 water demons said respectfully. "Do you know where NC's territory token, treasures, and resources are?" Zhou Zhou asked. "We do." "Then go into the water again. Bring them all up," he said. "Yes, my lord," the 5 water demons said respectfully. Then, they turned around and rushed into the water demon lake again. A moment later, with the help of the soldiers, 1 green bronze tier intermediate grade territory token, 30,000 units of stone, 20,000 units of wood, 15,000 units of metal, 10,000 units of fine sand, 3,526 black iron tier mist cores, 557 green bronze tier mist cores, and 24 white silver tier mist cores were brought up. After putting away the loot, Zhou Zhou took out the 3 conqueror blast furnaces. Then, he got the 5 water demons to send over the 3,000 water demon corpses from underwater. Then, they were all thrown into the conqueror's blast furnace to retrieve the loot. When the water demons' corpses were sent up, Zhou Zhou looked at their corpse information. Item name: Water Demon Corpse. Item level: Black Iron Tier Elementary. Item effect: Contains unextracted loots. Item description: Fog monster killed by the Lord of the Blazing Sun's pet. Prompt: in 2 hours, this corpse will turn into fog and be reborn at a certain time in the future. Loots: 2 black iron tier mist cores. Drop rate: 100%. 10 kilograms water bag. Drop rate: 5%. 1 black iron tier elementary grade skill book. Deep water stealth. Drop rate: 3%. 1 black iron tier elementary grade skill book. Deep water heal. Drop rate: 1%. Then, Zhou Zhou looked at the drop rates of the other water demons. He realized that their loot would not change much for water demons below the black iron tier advanced grade. It was just that the level of the skill book had increased. When they reached the green bronze tier water demon leader, there was a skill book called Shrieking Howl amongst their loot. This should be the skill that dealt a certain blow to the soldier's mental strength just now. Soon, the corpse of the water demon's Scarlet Lord, NC, was brought up. Zhou Zhou looked at it. Monster name: Water Demon Scarlet Lord, NC, Scarlet Lord. Strength level: White Silver Tier Advanced Grade. Monster description: the strongest Scarlet Lord in Fish Spring Town. It has many water demon subjects under its command. They are undead creatures that have mutated from dead creatures. They want to drag all living creatures down into the water with them. Loots: 20 white silver tier mist cores. Drop rate: 100%. 5 origin crystals. Drop rate: 100%. 300 kilograms water bag. 1 white silver tier advanced grade skill book. Deep water stealth. Drop rate: 3%. 1 white silver tier advanced grade skill book. Deep water heal. Drop rate: 1%. 1 white silver tier advanced grade skill book. Shrieking Howl. Drop rate: 0.5%. 1 white silver tier advanced grade martial arts manual. Dark water mystic technique. Drop rate: 0.3%. 8 black iron tier lord. Talent crystal fragments. Drop rate: 0%. Zhou Zhou could not help but feel disappointed after looking at its loots. There was no new Lord Talent Sphere. However, he quickly adjusted his mood. It was random to begin with. He could not force it. He laid a hand on its corpse. A golden notification appeared. Do you want to retrieve the loot? Yes, Zhou Zhou thought to himself. The next second, a text notification appeared. Lord Talent hint: you have obtained these loots: 20 mist cores, white silver tier, 5 origin crystals, 4,000 kilograms water bags, 1 skill book, deep water stealth, white silver tier advanced grade, 1 skill book, deep water heal, white silver tier advanced grade, 1 skill book, Shrieking Howl, white silver tier advanced grade, 1 martial arts manual, dark water mystic technique, white silver tier advanced grade, 8 Lord Talent crystal fragments, black iron tier. Whoosh! A large amount of loots dropped. The largest quantity was 4,000 kilograms of water bags. This was the first time Zhou Zhou had seen a Scarlet Lord that could drop so much water. Then, he put away the mist cores and origin crystals. He also asked the soldiers to put the water bags on the Mechanostrider loot transport team. Then, he looked at his next reward. First were the skill books. Skill name: Deep Water Stealth. Skill quality: white silver tier advanced grade. Skill description: you can silently and freely wander underwater. The life forms below the white silver tier advanced grade in the water are unable to discover your existence with their perception. Skill name: Deep Water Heal. Skill quality: white silver tier advanced grade. Skill description: when you are injured, you can dive underwater and recover from your injuries by absorbing the water elemental energy in the water. When the strength of your injuries is lower than that of a white silver tier advanced grade, the deep water heal will recover your injuries normally. When the strength of your injuries is higher than that of a white silver tier advanced grade, the recovery time will be extended. Skill name: Shrieking Howl. Skill quality: white silver tier advanced grade. Skill description: let out a howl that attacks the enemy's mental power, dealing a blow to the enemy's spirit. There is a small chance that you will directly stun enemies below the white-silver tier advanced grade. There is a high chance that the enemy will be shocked by the spirit, and their combat strength will decrease greatly in a short period of time. If the enemy is a spellcaster, there is a high chance that they can interrupt the enemy's spellcasting. For enemies above the white-silver tier advanced grade, it will also cause the other party to feel mental discomfort. These 3 skills were all white-silver tier advanced grade skills. Zhou Zhou was still at the green-bronze tier intermediate grade, so he naturally could not learn it. He could only save it and learn it in the future. Fortunately, there were green-bronze tier intermediate grade deep water stealth, deep water heal, and shrieking hell dropped from the other water demons. It was much weaker than the skills of a white-silver tier advanced grade, but it could also allow Zhou Zhou to master these 3 skills now. After learning 3 skills, Zhou Zhou looked at the martial arts manual. Martial arts manual, dark water mystic technique. Secret manual quality, white-silver tier advanced grade. Cultivation effect 1. Dark water breathing technique. You can use the dark water breathing technique underwater to greatly extend your survival time in the water. You can last for at least 2 hours. The duration will be extended as your strength increases. Cultivation effect 2. Dark water cultivation technique. You can cultivate martial arts underwater and absorb the water elemental energy in the water, turning it into your own promotion energy to break through your strength realm. Cultivation effect 3. Dark water martial artist. You can fight freely underwater. You're more like a fish in water compared to fighting on land. You will also receive combat strength bonuses. Agility plus 200%, strength plus 200%, stamina recovery speed plus 200%, energy recovery speed plus 200%. Note: the Dark Water Martial Artist's combat strength enhancement effect will maintain its maximum value before reaching the white-silver tier advanced grade and reaching the white-silver tier advanced grade. When a martial artist breaks through to the yellow-gold tier elementary grade, or even higher, the Dark Water Martial Artist's combat strength enhancement effect will decrease. This martial arts manual is a little unorthodox. A martial art that specializes in fighting underwater? Zhou Zhou hesitated for a moment before learning. He might not have much use for the dark water cultivation technique and the dark water martial artist cultivation effect, but cultivation effect 2 of the dark water cultivation technique was still quite useful to him. It could speed up his cultivation. Moreover, this was a white-silver tier advanced grade martial arts manual. Zhou Zhou did not want to waste it. Soon, he had grasped the dark water mystic technique. I'll try using it in the bathtub when I get back. Let's see if I can cultivate the dark water mystic technique in the bathtub, Zhou Zhou thought. Then, he opened his combat class column. Combat class name, Martial Artist. Strength level, Green Bronze tier intermediate grade. Martial Arts Manual, Dark Water Mystic Technique, White Silver tier advanced grade, Gust Blade, Green Bronze tier advanced grade. Zhou Zhou was satisfied. Even though he had learned the Dark Water Mystic Technique, it didn't mean that he didn't need the Gust Blade. In fact, most of the martial artists in the High Continent practiced multiple martial arts. There were only a few special martial arts manuals which required martial artists to cultivate one martial arts technique alone. However, there were very few such martial arts manuals, and their power might not be strong. In the time that followed, the soldiers sent the corpses of the water demons sent by the water demon leaders into the Conqueror's blast furnace. More than an hour later, all the water demon corpses became loots. There were a total of 3,222 water demon corpses. Among them, there were a total of 2,375 black iron tier water demons and water demon elites, 844 green bronze tier water demon leaders, and 3 white silver tier elementary grade water demon leaders. He obtained a total of 8,912 black iron tier mist cores, 2,676 green bronze tier mist cores, and 6 white silver tier mist cores. 178,360 kilograms of water bags. 3,222 books of deep water stealth. Black iron tier, green bronze tier, white silver tier elementary grade. 3,222 deep water heal. Black iron tier, green bronze tier, white silver tier elementary grade. 847 copies of Shrieking Howl. Green bronze tier, white silver tier elementary grade. This was all the gains. All the Scarlet Lords in Fish Spring Town have been dealt with. I should look for Zhang Bowen next, Zhou Zhou thought. At the same time, Fish Spring Town. In the administrative hall of the mayor's office, Zhang Bowen sat at his desk. The table in front of him was piled with documents that needed to be dealt with, but his eyes were wandering and he kept looking at the door from time to time. Clearly, his mind was no longer on the pile of documents. At this moment, thump, thump, thump. There was a knock on the door. "Come in," Zhang Bowen immediately said. Soon, the door was pushed open. A young man with a mustache walked in quickly. "Mayor, here's the latest intel. Our people went to the Purple Scale Lake after the Lord of the Blazing Sun left with his troops. We found that the Purple Scale Lake has been burned dry. All the purple scale murderfishes inside have disappeared. Only a pile of purple scale murderfish bones was left at the scene," the mustached man said excitedly. Zhang Bowen looked at him in a daze. "So fast. 2 Scarlet Lords have been killed by him already," he muttered. "Yes, the Lord of the Blazing Sun is indeed one of the most famous top-notch lords in our Aurora Kingdom. He is already so strong in just 7 days. In another year and a half, I think he can challenge a Crimson Kingdom." The mustached man laughed. "Exaggeration. I don't think he can challenge the Crimson Kingdom. Do you think he can destroy the Water Demon Scarlet Lord?" After a moment of shock, Zhang Bowen came back to his senses and asked. "It shouldn't be a problem," the mustached man said. Zhang Bowen nodded. "Prepare the banquet. I guess it won't be long before our hero arrives. We must show him how much we value him," Zhang Bowen suddenly said. "Yes, Mayor. I'll prepare it now." The mustached man immediately left. Zhang Bowen was still thinking about what the man had just said. "Teacher, is this the Lord you value?" he muttered to himself. A rare look of envy appeared on his face. Then, he came back to his senses and began to write to the king. He had to report this matter to His Majesty the King. Only then could the Lord of the Blazing Sun receive the respect and importance he deserved. Half an hour later, there was an urgent knock on Zhang Bowen's door. The man from before entered. "Mayor, the Lord of the Blazing Sun has eliminated the Water Demon Scarlet Lord and is now coming towards us," the mustached man said. Zhang Bowen rose from his seat immediately. After Zhou Zhou brought the soldiers to Fish Spring Town, he arranged for the soldiers to stay in the suburbs and asked Nazario to guard them. He used only one morning to destroy 3 Scarlet Lords' territories. During this period, he obtained too many loots. Zhou Zhou did not want to see his loot snatched by a passerby when he returned from a trip to Fish Spring Town. The chances were not high, but there was nothing wrong with being cautious. Moreover, with the hero by his side and his ability to telepathy with Nazario at any time so that it would immediately rush over to help him. Therefore, Zhou Zhou was not worried about his safety. Soon, Bai and him arrived at Fish Spring Town. When the two of them arrived at the city gate, they were immediately stunned. Zhang Bowen, the mayor of Fish Spring Town, was standing with 40 to 50 men and women in the official uniforms of the Aurora Kingdom. Their eyes lit up when they saw Zhou Zhou and the others coming over. Then, they welcomed them with smiles. "Congratulations to the Lord of the Blazing Sun for returning victorious. From now on, our Fish Spring Town won't have to worry about the monsters of the 3 Scarlet Lords harming people." Zhang Ben held Zhou Zhou's hand and said happily, "This is all the credit of the Lord of the Blazing Sun. The Lord of the Blazing Sun already has such achievements at such a young age. I'm really envious. Lord of the Blazing Sun, are you tired? Do you want to find a place to rest first?" These Fish Spring Town officials also said enthusiastically, "Mayor Zhang, you don't have to do this. We had an agreement to destroy the 3 Scarlet Lords. I just did what I promised to do." Zhou Zhou could not stand their enthusiasm. He quietly took a step back and said, "Lord of the Blazing Sun, you're too humble." When Zhang Ben heard his words, his impression of Zhou Zhou became even better. After that, he pulled Zhou Zhou to the banquet. Zhou Zhou could not decline seeing this. He could only eat with Bai Yi and these people in the largest restaurant in Fish Spring Town. After drinking and eating his fill, Zhang Bowen smiled. "I've already written the document requesting credit for you, Lord of the Blazing Sun. Very soon, His Majesty will know how powerful you are." When the others heard this, they looked at Zhou Zhou with envy. They knew this Lord of the Blazing Sun would probably soon become a popular person in the eyes of the king and the entire Aurora Kingdom. They were all planning to curry favor with this future big shot of the Aurora Kingdom after the banquet ends. Half an hour later, the banquet ended. Zhang Bowen wanted Zhou Zhou to stay a little longer. However, Zhou Zhou refused this time. "Mayor Zhang, my soldiers are waiting for me outside the city. And there's something very important waiting for me to resolve tomorrow. I have to continue my preparations for it. So I won't stay here much longer. Let's meet again another day," Zhou Zhou said. "All right." Zhang Bowen relented regretfully. He knew that tomorrow was an important day for the Lord of the Blazing Sun and the other lords of the myriad races through some channels, so he did not persuade them further. "Good luck." Zhang Bowen blessed him. "Thank you very much," Zhou Zhou acknowledged. Then, he bade farewell to the other officials of Fish Spring Town and left with Bai. The officials of the Fish Spring Town could only watch them leave before they could cozy up to Zhou Zhou. More than an hour later, Blazing Sun City. Zhou Zhou had just returned and had yet to enter the city when he saw Zhao Chengshou instructing his subjects to build the Aurora Tower from afar. Zhao Chengshou also saw Zhou Zhou. His eyes lit up. He immediately walked over quickly and arrived in front of Zhou Zhou. "My lord, you're finally back. Can I lend the soldiers to my subordinates to help build the wall?" He immediately said. He did not even ask Zhou Zhou if he had won or lost. Was there a need to ask? In the hearts of the citizens of Blazing Sun City, their lord was the invincible god of war. After all, when had the lord ever returned with news of defeat? He must have won against his opponent. Zhao Chengshou was even more certain of this, seeing everyone's relaxed smiles. "Let the soldiers rest for an hour before they continue helping out at the construction," Zhou Zhou said. "Of course." Zhao Chengshou nodded and left happily. It was unknown if he was happy that the soldiers would help build the wall or that the Lord had returned victorious again. Zhou Zhou did not immediately enter Blazing Sun City. Instead, he got someone to bring the 3 unconscious Black Iron Tier elementary grade wild sand believers to the monster ranches and handed them to Mugu. The 4th monster ranch shell nurtured this monster. Zhou Zhou pointed at the wild sand believers and instructed Mugu. "Yes, my lord," Mugu said respectfully. Zhou Zhou acknowledged. "The novice lord test is tomorrow. A large number of enemies might come and attack us during that time. The sand crystal walls of Blazing Sun City can't protect you for the time being. If there's really no other way, you can abandon these 4 monster ranches and bring some monsters into the city wall to ensure your own safety. You don't have to care even if the monster ranches are destroyed in the Novice Lord test. After the Novice Lord test is over, I'll just spend some resources and rebuild the monster ranches," Zhou Zhou said. The 4 green bronze tier intermediate grade monster ranches were huge. Therefore, the sand crystal walls of Blazing Sun City could not protect this place at all. In Zhou Zhou's heart, if there was danger here tomorrow, he could abandon the 4 monster ranches. At most, he would spend some resources to rebuild them. To the rich and imposing Zhou Zhou, the resources needed to rebuild were really nothing. But Mugu was different. He could not guarantee that Mugu would be able to revive if he accidentally died in the Novice Lord test. Or perhaps Would his white silver tier Lord Talent monster ranches be crippled because of Mugu's death? That was not what Zhou Zhou wanted to see. Therefore, Mugu's safety was very important to him. My lord, don't worry. I'm a monster rancher and also a monster shepherd. I can get all the fog monsters to be at my disposal in the monster ranches. If I really encounter any danger, I have a certain level of ability to protect myself. If it's really dangerous, I'll automatically enter the city. Mugu said respectfully. You have such an ace up your sleeve? Zhou Zhou was stunned. These were 4 monster ranches. There were a total of 4,000 monsters when it was at full capacity. If he could really command them all, Mugu's combat strength alone was probably comparable to all the soldiers under his command. Of course, that did not include Nazario and Bai. But even so, Mugu's ability was also very powerful. Then can you bring all the monsters to fight with the soldiers when the Novice Lord test begins tomorrow? Zhou Zhou asked expectantly. Well, not at the moment. But when I advance to Diamond Tier Advanced Grade Monster Rancher and Monster Shepherd, I should be able to bring the monsters out to fight. Mugu said. Zhou Zhou was stunned. Diamond Tier Advanced Grade? Wasn't that the limit of Mugu's potential? What he meant was that as long as the white silver tier Lord Talent of the Monster Ranch grew to its limit, what he wanted was very likely to happen. Oh my god! Zhou Zhou felt that the future described by Mugu was very shocking. It had to be known that Mugu, who was at the green bronze tier intermediate grade, could theoretically control 5,000 fog monsters. When he was promoted to a diamond tier advanced grade, how many monsters would he have under his monster rancher command? Zhou Zhou could not help but click his tongue. He saw that every Lord Talent had extremely high potential to unearth. The Black Iron Tier Lord Talents in Sight Defection returned to the city were the same. The White Silver Tier Lord Talent Monster Ranch was even more so. Make sure you're safe. Since Mugu had said so, Zhou Zhou naturally chose to believe him. Therefore, he only reminded him before returning to the city. He had yet to use the Puteo soldier recruitment book to recruit Puteo soldiers when Zhang Yuanqi quickly walked over with an old man. Congratulations on your triumphant return, my lord. After he came over, he smiled and congratulated him immediately. Zhou Zhou smiled and nodded. Then, he looked at the unfamiliar old man beside Zhang Yuanqi. Who is he? Zhou Zhou was a little puzzled. Zhou Zhou looked at the old man. The hairs of the old man's temples were graying, he was hale and hearty, and he was standing tall. He was clearly very old. However, his essence, energy, and spirit were not inferior to that of a young man at all. It would even be better. At this moment, he was also looking at Zhou Zhou with bright eyes. This old man was not ordinary, he thought. May I know your name, Elder One? After Zhou Zhou realized this, he immediately said politely, I'm just a retired old man. My lord, you can call me Wu Xan. Wu Xan cupped his fists. Zhou Zhou was stunned. This sentence sounded familiar. Retirement. Old man. Zhou Zhou reacted. He was the talent attracted by his reputation rating. That was indeed the case. Zhang Yuanqi smiled and introduced. My lord. Let me introduce you. Wu Xan. My old friend. He was the previous great general of the Aurora Kingdom. He's also the previous commander of the Aurora Kingdom's strongest army. For the past 50 years, he has been the one who has been leading the soldiers of the Aurora Kingdom to fight against the Scarlet Kingdom. Whether it's military theory or actual combat ability. Inside the Aurora Kingdom, if he says he's second, I don't think anyone dares to claim to be number one. If it weren't for the fact that he's old and it's time to abdicate to give the young people a chance. The current position of the Aurora Kingdom's great general will definitely still be his. When Zhang Yuanqi said this, his expression was quite certain. Wu Xan did not say anything. Zhou Zhou looked at the 2 old men in front of him. Good God. A former prime minister of the Aurora Kingdom and a former great general of the Aurora Kingdom. Aurora Kingdom, Aurora Kingdom. You've almost become my exclusive reputation rating talent pool. Zhou Zhou could not help but mutter in his heart. Welcome to Blazing Sun City, Elder Wu. After coming back to his senses, he smiled at Wu Xian. I've long heard of the Lord's reputation. Actually, I've wanted to come and take a look for a long time. Now my wish has come true. Wu Xian smiled and nodded. Elder Wu, you're too kind. Zhou Zhou smiled. Then, he opened the other party's attribute panel. Subject, Wu Xian. Territory, Blazing Sun City. Soldier type, Aurora Cavalry. Strength level, Yellow Gold Tier Elementary Grade. He had the strength of a Diamond Tier Advanced Grade at his peak. Later, his strength fell to Yellow Gold Tier Elementary Grade because his old injury relapsed and he is getting on age. Ability Overview. The previous great general of the Aurora Kingdom is good at leading troops to war, figuring out the enemy psychology, setting traps, and is best at military formations. Skills. Talent. Ability to grasp situation thoroughly. Diamond Tier Advanced Grade Military Theory. Diamond Tier Advanced Grade Military Management. Diamond Tier Advanced Grade Battle Array Theory. Diamond Tier Advanced Grade Troop Arrangement. Diamond Tier Advanced Grade Military Array. Furry Array. Diamond Tier Advanced Grade Military Array. Night Forest Array. Diamond Tier Advanced Grade Military Array. Fire Array. Diamond Tier Advanced Grade Military Array. Mountain Control Array. Diamond Tier Intermediate Grain Management. Diamond Tier Advanced Grade Royal Court Battle. White Platinum Tier Advanced Grade Persuasion. Physical Loyalty, 85. Potential, Extraordinary Tier Advanced Grade. Zhou Zhou looked at the skill panel and could not help but think. This Wu Xian was a top talent who was not inferior to Zhang Yuanqi at all. Without a doubt. It was just that. Elder Zheng, Elder Wu. Did you know each other for a long time? Zhou Zhou suddenly asked. The two of them were stunned for a moment before nodding. Old Zhang and I grew up together. We both joined the army together. Later on, we were even assigned to the same cavalry army and became comrades who had gone through life and death together. Later on, he was injured and retired. He turned to researching matters in the court. I stayed in the army. That continued for a few decades. He became the prime minister. And I became the great general. When Wu Xian said this, both of them had sighing smiles on their faces. Zhou Zhou acknowledged. I was wondering what was going on with skills relating to royal court battles and physical persuasion. Elder Wu. I want to invite you to be the deputy commander of the Blazing Sun Army. How about that? Zhou Zhou pondered for a moment and asked. This subordinate accepts this order. Wu Xian said respectfully. May I know who the Legion commander is? He asked curiously. She's a girl. And the first soldier to follow me. Even though she's quite strong at her age, but her combat experience is definitely not comparable to yours, Elder Wu. When the time comes, I hope Elder Wu can guide her so that she can become a qualified Legion commander. Zhou Zhou said. My lord, you're too kind. I will do my best. Elder Wu said respectfully. Old Wu. Don't look down on her just because she's a girl. That female Legion commander is a hero. Even I have to respect her when I see her. Zhang Yuanqi shook his head. When Wu Xian heard this, his old body trembled. Disbelief flashed across his eyes. A moment later, Elder Wu went to the Blazing Sun Army's encampment to understand the situation. Zhou Zhou and Zhang Yuanqi were still chatting. This old brother of mine has fought on the battlefield his entire life. His personality is still as unyielding. After he retired, he mellowed down a lot and is much less stubborn than before. But he has a lifelong regret, which was that he couldn't become a hero. Now he knows that Legion Commander Bai is a hero. I'm afraid he'll have to deal with this blow for a long time. Zhang Yuanqi said. Why did you bring this up then? Zhou Zhou said. I like to see him suffer. Zhang Yuanqi chuckled. Zhou Zhou. His good brother was being hammered down by him. He will have to know sooner or later. It's better if I say it first. Zhang Yuanqi smiled. Then, He bade farewell to Zhou Zhou and turned around to get busy. Zhou Zhou did not think too much about it. He came to the gate of summoning and threw in the 762 Puteo soldier recruitment books he had obtained from the territory of the Wild Sand Leader. A moment later, in front of him were rows of neat Puteo soldiers. They were wearing the standard equipment of the black and gray Puteo soldiers and holding a Puteo that was half the height of a person. They had a fierce and sharp aura. Ordinary people did not dare to approach easily. Zhou Zhou opened the interface information of one of them. Subject: Zhou Wanyan. Territory: Blazing Sun City. Soldier type: Puteo soldier. Strength level: Black Iron Tier Elementary Grade. Ability overview: the son of a rich businessman has yearned to make contributions on the battlefield since he was young. When he grew up, he directly joined the army despite his family's objections. After training as a recruit, he participated in 32 small-scale battles and became a qualified Puteo soldier. Skill: Black Iron Tier Elementary Grade Decapitation Saber Technique. Loyalty: 72. Potential: White Silver Tier Advanced Grade. Zhou Zhou nodded slightly. Then, he asked these soldiers to find Zhang Tsang and join the Blazing Sun Army. After which, he returned to the Lord's courtyard and took out the yellow gold tier Scarlet Lord Talent Sphere. I wonder what Lord Talent it is this time? Zhou Zhou was really looking forward to it. Zhou Zhou looked at the yellow gold tier Scarlet Lord Talent Sphere. Do you want to purify it? Purify, he said expectantly. The next second, a golden light flashed on the Scarlet Lord Talent Sphere. After the golden light disappeared, the blood-colored light on the Scarlet Lord Talent Sphere had already disappeared. Its information had also changed. Treasure name: Lord Talent Sphere, Mysterious Caravan. Treasure grade: Yellow Gold Tier. Treasure effect: after absorbing it, the Lord will possess the Yellow Gold Tier Lord Talent, Mysterious Caravan. Treasure description: a Lord Talent Sphere purified by the Supreme Will. You can obtain a Yellow Gold Tier Lord Talent after absorbing it. Mysterious Caravan? Zhou Zhou was stunned. He did not think too much about it and chose to absorb it. A golden text notification appeared. Do you want to absorb this Lord's Talent Sphere, White Silver Tier? Yes, he said. As soon as he finished speaking, the White Silver Tier Lord Talent Sphere immediately turned into countless silver light spots and surged into his glabella. Zhou Zhou closed his eyes. A moment later, he reopened his eyes again after some time. Then, he immediately opened his Lord's personal information. His Lord Talent column had already been updated. Lord Talent, 100% drop rate, Legendary Tier, Gnome Alchemy Workshop, Green Bronze Tier, Monster Ranch, White Silver Tier, Insight Defection, Black Iron Tier, Peace and Prosperity, Diamond Tier, Return to the City, Black Iron Tier, Mysterious Caravan, Yellow Gold Tier. The 7th Lord Talent. A smile appeared on Zhou Zhou's face. Then, he opened the details of the talent. Lord Talent, Mysterious Caravan, Yellow Gold Tier. Mysterious Caravan, your territory has a mysterious caravan blessed by the Supreme Will. You can send them out to buy resources needed by your territory or sell goods made by your territory subjects. Supreme Blessing, Mysterious Trading. In the eyes of your subjects, the mysterious caravan is just an ordinary caravan that helps the territory carry out transactions. In the eyes of outsiders, the mysterious caravan is a special caravan that will never be known. Outsiders will never know who it is working for or what their ultimate goal is. Supreme Blessing, Unlimited Rite of Passage. Kingdom level, the mysterious caravan can conduct business in any territory below the kingdom level. Even if it's a closed area that rejects living beings from the outside world, the mysterious caravan has the right to enter and carry out their business activities. Zhou Zhou was deep in thought. Its unlimited rite of passage, kingdom level, should be the most important value of this Lord Talent. The High Continent was so vast. There must be some unknown faction living in seclusion in places that the living beings did not know, and they did not welcome living beings from the outside world. Therefore, there might be rare treasures or resources from the outside world. Under such circumstances, ordinary factions could not enter and obtain the treasures or resources inside. However, the mysterious caravan with unlimited rite of passage could enter and obtain the treasures and resources there. In comparison, the advantage of the mysterious caravan was naturally obvious. But how would I know where such an unknown force exists? Zhou Zhou fell silent. It seemed that he had to inquire about this in the future and see if there was any force that was unwilling to let outsiders in, but harbored special resources inside. Only then could he unleash the advantage of this unlimited rite of passage. Clang! 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 There was a knock on the door. "My lord." A caravan suddenly came to the city gate and said that they want to see my lord and join your territory. They even plan to carry out long-term trade here. Zhang Yuanqi's voice sounded. It sure arrived quite quickly. Zhou Zhou thought. This was most likely his mysterious caravan. He stood up and walked over to open the door. When he saw Zhang Yuanqi, he asked him to keep himself busy while he went over to take a look. After Zhang Yuanqi left, Zhou Zhou walked towards the city gate. In front of the city gate, a group of merchants in simple clothes were surrounding a few carriages and chatting with Zhao Changshou and the others. Both sides had a pleasant conversation. Laughter could be heard from time to time. When Zhou Zhou arrived, they immediately saw each other. "Greetings, my lord." Zhao Changshou and the others immediately said respectfully, "Greetings, my lord." These merchants hurriedly alighted from the carriage and bowed respectfully to Zhou Zhou. After Zhou Zhou replied, his gaze landed on these merchants. They had a total of 23 people and 13 wagons loaded with goods. From the outside, they were just a group of ordinary businessmen. Especially when they looked at him with reverence and evasion, it made Zhou Zhou wonder if this was his mysterious caravan. However, when he saw the personal information of the other party's leader, he no longer had any doubts. Subject: Zhang Fugue. Territory: Blazing Sun City. Life profession name: Mysterious Merchant, Special. Strength level: Green Bronze Tier Intermediate Grade. Ability overview: the leader of the mysterious caravan team. He is loyal to the Lord of the Blazing Sun and is proficient in trading and bargaining. Any living being who knows of the existence of the mysterious caravan team will respect and revere him. Skills: talent, familiarity, talent, business talent, green bronze tier intermediate grade commercial trade, green bronze tier intermediate grade bargaining, green bronze tier intermediate grade eloquence, green bronze tier intermediate grade mental arithmetic, exclusive skill, caravan transportation, exclusive skill, mysterious caravans protection. Loyalty: dead loyal, potential, yellow gold tier advanced grade. Zhou Zhou looked at the others. He realized that they were also mysterious merchants dead loyal to him. A smile appeared on Zhou Zhou's face before it quickly disappeared. He let Zhao Changshou and the others leave first. Zhao Changshou and the others hesitated for a moment before obeying and leaving. However, they did not go too far away. They only stood in the distance, wanting to protect Zhou Zhou. Zhou Zhou did not say anything else when he saw this. Instead, he looked at Zhang Fugue. His eyes were respectful and calm, no longer as fearful as before. The others were the same. "Greetings, my lord, X-23. All the mysterious merchants said respectfully. Zhou Zhou acknowledged. "Just you guys?" He looked at them and asked. "I've something to report, my lord. These are all that we have for now. However, as the lord's territory level upgrades, the strength of our mysterious caravan will also increase. Including the number of mysterious merchants, the number of carriages, the level of trade, and other commercial facilities in various caravans will be increased." Zhang Fugue said respectfully. Zhou Zhou acknowledged. "Do you know if there are any shut-off forces nearby?" he asked. We just became mysterious merchants, so we don't know this information yet. Zhou Zhou was not too disappointed. He was just trying his luck. You can pay more attention to this information in the future. Don't waste the rights you have, Zhou Zhou said. I understand, Zhang Fugue said respectfully. Zhou Zhou acknowledged. Then, he looked at them and pondered. A moment later, our territory has just been built. Therefore, the territory is currently lacking a lot of necessary supplies for living. For example, water, vegetables, condiments, fabric, food. Our territory is very short of these items. In addition, there are also many professionals and unemployed subjects in our territory. Even though the quality of some of the goods they make is fine, it's more difficult to circulate in the territory because of the current composition of the territory. You can communicate with them to sell the excess products they make. This way, you can also earn some profits from them and use them to develop yourself and maintain the daily expenses of the caravan. I'll leave these things to you for the time being. Can you do it? Zhou Zhou looked at Zhang Fugue and the others. Zhang Yuanqi had told him these issues in detail last night. Zhou Zhou noted everything down. Originally, he wanted to resolve it after the novice lord test ended. Now that he had the talent of a mysterious caravan group, why not let the mysterious caravan deal with it first? Don't worry, my lord. These are all our jobs. We're very familiar with them. I promise I won't disappoint you, my lord, Zhang Fugue said in a low voice. Okay. From now on, you can call yourselves the Blazing Sun Caravan within the Blazing Sun City. To the outside world, you should still use the mysterious caravan as your identity, Zhou Zhou said. Yes, my lord, all the mysterious merchants said respectfully. Zhou Zhou acknowledged. After that, he let these people enter the territory and told Zhang Yuanqi and the others that they had already become subjects of Blazing Sun City. If they needed anything, they could tell them. As long as they were paid, they could go out and help procure the supplies they needed. If there was no payment, they could temporarily use other items as collateral. For example, the products they made themselves. Even the basic resources collected could be sold. They could also use the Blazing Sun Caravan to sell their goods to the outside world. As soon as this news was released, all the subjects in Blazing Sun City were immediately pleasantly surprised. Especially life professionals. There were already more than 100 professionals in Blazing Sun City. They had a lot of goods that had been hoarded for a long time but could not be sold. The Lord did not need these goods very much. Originally, they were still worried about what to do with these goods. Now that the Blazing Sun Caravan was around, these stockpiled goods could finally be sold for real profits. The unemployed subjects were also very happy, even though they could not create professional-level goods. However, it was still possible to make some unorthodox daily necessities and sell them through the caravan to supplement the family's expenses. As more and more subjects knew about this, an increasing number of subjects walked out of their houses with their goods and happily found Zhang Fugue and the others, wanting to earn some missed cores through Zhang Fugue's caravan. Zhang Fugue was so busy that he did not even have time to rest. Zhou Zhou looked at them. He realized that every subject had a brighter smile on their faces than usual. It was as if they had more expectations for the future. He could feel that the current Blazing Sun City was more lively than before seeing the scene. That's the charm of trade and commerce. Soon. My lord, you don't have to support the entire Blazing Sun City alone. Because the subjects can feed themselves. Zhang Yuanqi walked over and chuckled. Zhou Zhou acknowledged. In the past 7 days, what the subjects ate was monster flesh made from the meat that he dropped with a 100% drop rate. They also drank the water that the desert fog lizard dropped. Even though these things were not bad. However, it was not good to eat these all the time. Now that there was a mysterious caravan, he would not have to develop like this in the future. My lord should be able to tell that our Blazing Sun City will need more caravans of our own in the future. That way, the lives of the people will be better and the development of the territory will be healthier. It's better to build another commercial city to welcome guests from all over the world. This way, Life professions and subjects who want to sell something to subsidize their families can have a safe place to do business. If we can build a few more safe trade routes and the subjects of the territory leave Blazing Sun City and take the initiative to go further out to trade, that would be best for business development. This will also help increase the territory's taxes, Zhang Yuanqi said. Zhou Zhou pondered. What Elder Zheng said made sense. As for the caravan, he could hand it to Elder Zheng and ask him to find someone to build it. A commercial city. Zhou Zhou immediately thought of the desolate city. That place was fully built and was relatively close to Fish Spring Town. It was completely qualified to establish a commercial city there. As for the business path, he could discuss it with Zhang Bowen after the novice Lord test ended. With Zhang Yuanqi and Zhang Bowen's relationship, it shouldn't be a problem to establish an official business path between the desolate city and Fish Spring Town. He told Zhang Yuanqi his thoughts. Zhang Yuanqi readily agreed. Leave this to me. Coincidentally, I haven't seen my disciple in a long time. Zhang Yuanqi chuckled. Zhou Zhou acknowledged. After that, he returned to the Lord's courtyard and prepared to upgrade it. Zhou Zhou stood in front of the Lord's courtyard. A line of text appeared just as he received the 50 green bronze tier Aurora crystals. Do you want to upgrade the Lord's courtyard? Yes, he said. The next second, 80,000 units of basic materials, 500 green bronze tier mist cores, 3 origin crystals, and 2 green bronze tier territory tokens instantly disappeared. Boom! A golden light suddenly covered the entire Lord's wooden house. A moment later, the golden light dissipated. Zhou Zhou looked over. The area of the Lord's courtyard expanded again. At the same time, the entire Lord's courtyard became more exquisite and the courtyard became wider. A series of text notifications appeared. Congratulations, your Lord's courtyard has been upgraded to a green bronze tier advanced grade building. There is an additional study. Your territory has been upgraded to a green bronze tier advanced grade territory. Territory token durability increased to 100,000/100,000. Your territory has expanded to 15,000 m times 15,000 m times 3,000 m. All fog monsters within the territory of the new territory have been expelled. Scarlet fog will not appear in any of your territories. You have received upgrade rewards: Carpenter Shop Blueprint, Green Bronze Tier Advanced Grade, Sundry Goods Shop Blueprint, Green Bronze Tier Advanced Grade. Lord Talent Hint: the upper limit of the enemy lord's power that you can instigate to defect has been increased to White Platinum Tier Intermediate Grade. Lord Talent Hint: your monster ranches can be upgraded. Lord Talent Hint: your mysterious caravan faction has increased. Zhou Zhou looked at the upgrade notification and could not help but nod in satisfaction, especially after seeing the last 3 Lord Talent Hints. He was even happier. As for the 2 green bronze tier advanced grade blueprints, he did not care much. In any case, Elder Zhao knew them. He could give them to Qiandu. When Qiandu first came to Blazing Sun City from the Gate of Summoning, he was only a black iron tier elementary grade architect. Recently, he had heard that Qiandu had contributed a lot by Elder Zhao's side. His architect level had already increased to green bronze tier intermediate grade. He could give him these 2 green bronze tier advanced grade blueprints. As long as he could master it, he might be able to advance to a green bronze tier advanced grade architect. Then, he looked at the materials needed to upgrade the Lord's courtyard to the white silver tier elementary grade. Construction upgrade: 50,000 units of wood, 50,000 units of fine sand, 50,000 units of metal, 50,000 units of stone, 1,000 green bronze tier mist cores, 6 origin crystals, 3 green bronze tier territory tokens. Zhou Zhou's eyes lit up when he saw the upgrade requirements. The upgrade requirements this time were not difficult. He did not lack basic materials. He had more than 11,000 green bronze tier mist cores now. The requirement of 2,000 green bronze tier mist cores was nothing to him. He also had 16 origin crystals in his hands. This also satisfied his needs. I only need to satisfy the requirements for the green bronze tier territory token. I have a green bronze tier intermediate grade territory token in my hand now. I can upgrade my territory level to white silver tier elementary grade as long as I get 2 more green bronze tier territory tokens. When the time comes, a white silver tier elementary grade territory might trigger an announcement on the entire channel. My Glory of the Pioneer I will also be upgraded to Glory of the Pioneer too, Zhou Zhou thought. He was looking forward to it. 2 green bronze tier territory tokens were not difficult for him to obtain now. After Wu Tu finished drawing the map of the barren Gobi Desert and Thorn Dune, he could lead the Blazing Sun army to these 2 black iron tier regions and eliminate all the Scarlet Lords there to obtain the territory token. He did not believe it. 2 black iron tier regions. He could not gather 2 green bronze tier territory tokens. Let's not think so far ahead. Let's pass tomorrow's novice lord test first. Zhou Zhou stopped thinking about it. Following which, he went to the Gate of Summoning and spent 20,000 units of basic materials and 100 green bronze tier mist cores to upgrade it. Congratulations, your Gate of Summoning has been upgraded to a green bronze tier advanced grade building. You can summon +6 subjects every day. You will definitely summon 5 professionals every day. Prompt: under the influence of the race's unique title, Glory of the Pioneer, the number of subjects you can summon every day has reached 66. You will definitely summon 7 professionals every day. And the professional levels of 2 of them will be the same as your territory level. Zhou Zhou nodded slightly. Now that the Gate of Summoning had leveled up, he was naturally very happy. However, he was no longer as excited as before. After all, he was no longer short of people. Then, he looked at the requirements to upgrade the Gate of Summoning. Construction upgrade: 8,000 units of wood, 8,000 units of fine sand, 8,000 units of metal, 8,000 units of stone, 800 green bronze tier mist cores, territory level upgraded to white silver tier elementary grade. I have enough materials. As long as the Lord's Courtyard is upgraded, my Gate of Summoning can be upgraded immediately, Zhou Zhou thought. Then, he sent someone to call Mu Gu and Zhang Fugue over. He wanted to understand the situation of the Lord Talent after the territory was upgraded from the 2 of them. After Mu Gu advanced in the territory, his strength immediately increased to green bronze tier advanced grade. All his skills also increased from green bronze tier intermediate grade to green bronze tier advanced grade. He could already manage 6 monster ranches at the same time. After upgrading the monster ranches to green bronze tier advanced grade, the upper limit of the number of monsters cultivated in each green bronze tier advanced grade monster ranch could also be increased from 1,000 to 1,250. Moreover, the upper limit of the monsters nurtured would also increase from green bronze tier intermediate grade to green bronze tier advanced grade. Zhou Zhou was aware of this. He asked Mu Gu to bring a group of soldiers and upgrade the 4 green bronze tier intermediate grade monster ranches to green bronze tier advanced grade before tomorrow morning. In this way, Mu Gu would be able to control 5,000 fog monsters the next day. It was also beneficial to protect his safety. If all 5,000 fog monsters died in battle tomorrow, he could directly loot their corpses on the spot and obtain loot from them to increase his combat strength. It would save the soldiers from attacking. After Mu Gu heard Zhou Zhou's instructions, he immediately accepted the order. As for Zhang Fugue's mysterious caravan, there were also 5 new members and 5 green bronze tier advanced grade carriages. At the same time, all their skills had been upgraded from green bronze tier intermediate grade to green bronze tier advanced grade. After Zhou Zhou understood the detailed increase in these 2 Lord Talents, he asked them to go back and busy themselves. Not long after the 2 of them left. "My lord, Bai Yi requests an audience." Bai Yi's voice came from outside. When Zhou Zhou heard this, he let Bai Yi in. "My lord, I'm here to report on the losses of the 3 battles today and the promotion of the soldiers," Bai Yi said respectfully. "Tell me." Zhou Zhou acknowledged. In the 3 battles today, a total of 3 Scarlet Lord territories were destroyed and more than 6,000 fog monsters were eliminated. We sent a total of 6,415 soldiers. After 3 battles, a total of 45 soldiers were sacrificed, 121 were seriously injured, and 354 were slightly injured. After these 3 battles, we have 1,542 Black Iron Tier Intermediate Grade Professionals, 641 Black Iron Tier Advanced Grade Professionals, 86 Green Bronze Tier Elementary Grade Professionals, 18 Green Bronze Tier Intermediate Grade Professions, and I am the only Green Bronze Tier Advanced Grade Professional. In addition, I've just received 762 Black Iron Tier Elementary Grade Puteo soldiers recruited by my lord. In addition to the 1,000 soldiers you left in the desolate city. My lord, you already have 8,132 professionals under your command. Bai Yi still looked a little excited after she finished speaking. Zhou Zhou also had a smile on his face. He had 8,132 professionals after 7 days of development. If this speed of development reached the ears of the lords in the World Channel, countless people's jaws would drop. Zhou Zhou and Bai Yi chatted for a while more before letting Bai Yi go back and rest to prepare for the novice lord test tomorrow. After Bai Yi left, Zhou Zhou was the only one left in the room. I've already done all that I can do. It all depends on the novice lord test tomorrow. He thought silently. At this moment, Zhou Zhou was neither anxious nor nervous. There was only calmness and composure and also a hint of anticipation. He opened the World Channel. Originally, he only wanted to see what the lords were doing. In the end, he raised his eyebrows after taking a few glances. Dragon Lady Lord, the Dragon Blood Alliance is officially established from today onwards. I welcome the Cerulean Planet Lords near the Dragon Crown Kingdom and the surrounding kingdoms to the Dragon Blood Alliance. Dragon Lady Lord, all Cerulean Planet Lords who join the Dragon Blood Alliance can receive the protection of the Dragon Blood Alliance in the future. If you encounter danger, you can also ask me and the other members of the Alliance for help. Undead Lord, the Undead Alliance is officially established from today onwards. I welcome the Cerulean Planet Lords near the Silent Kingdom and the surrounding kingdoms to the Undead Alliance. Overlord Lord, the Overlord Association is officially established from today onwards. If you want to join, you have to submit a fresh monster corpse as a membership fee. The Lord who joins my Overlord Association will be protected by me in the future. Night Lord, the Night Council is officially established from today onwards. I welcome lords from the Glimmer Kingdom and the surrounding kingdoms. The lords who join the council can each obtain 10 Combat Spirit Knight class change slots. If you make outstanding contributions in the future, you will have a chance to obtain more Combat Spirit Knight class change slots. Military Industry Lord, the Cerulean Planet Military Industry Alliance is officially established from today onwards. All Cerulean Planet Lords are welcome to join. All military industry practitioners, technology industry practitioners, and related industry practitioners who join the Cerulean Planet Military Industry Alliance will receive corresponding benefits according to their abilities. I want to join the Dragon Blood Alliance and meet my goddess. I'm her fan. Big Boss Overlord, I've submitted the application. I've already sent you the monster flesh. At Military Industry Lord, I was once a weapons development engineer of the Chinese Defense Military Industry Group on the Cerulean Planet. What kind of treatment will I get if I join you? I used to be a mercenary in the United States of America in Africa. I know a little about weapon assembly and maintenance. Can I join? I've developed a phone in Huazhong University of Science and Technology. Can I join you? Military Industry Lord, private chat. Wow, a weapons development engineer. More and more Cerulean Planet big shots have appeared after the military industry boss appeared. When will Big Boss Blazing Sun form an alliance? I want to be the first to join. In the future, there will be more and more Lord alliances. The days when the Lord of the Blazing Sun reigned supreme alone are gone. That's right. The era of the Lord of the Blazing Sun has passed. It's the era of the Lords working together. One person can't do anything. What does the Lord's era have to do with us? Think about how to pass tomorrow's novice Lord test. That's right. They're just big shots. We small lords have to rely on ourselves. I only have 20-odd professionals under me now. The highest level amongst them is of green bronze tier elementary grade. I wonder if I can survive tomorrow. I'm a little stronger than the previous poster, but not much stronger. Tomorrow is the novice lord test. Can anyone save me? I don't want to die. If I don't become stronger before the countdown ends tomorrow morning, I'll give up my status as a lord and change my profession to an adventurer. Previous poster, bring me along. I'm a little unwilling, but there's nothing I can do. Sigh. I didn't expect this. The original intention was just an act of weak lords banding together for strength. Now, it has actually become a good opportunity for powerful lords to form their own lord alliance. Zhou Zhou was a little surprised. He was not surprised at all that the Dragon Lady Lord had established the Dragon Blood Alliance. This big television star from the West had a huge desire to show off on the World Channel from the beginning. In addition, she had long revealed her epic tier lord talent, so she was the second most famous lord in the World Channel besides himself. The other party's intention to win over the hearts of the people was already obvious. Therefore, many lords of the World Channel had probably expected that she would establish the Dragon Blood Alliance today. The others had also formed an alliance, so much so that all kinds of alliances had appeared among the cerulean planet lords. Zhou Zhou did not expect this. What surprised Zhou Zhou the most was the appearance of two lords. The first was the Overlord Lord. According to his statement on the World Channel, the Overlord Lord had publicized the fact that he had a legendary tier lord talent today. He was also the first lord to publicize his legendary tier lord talent on the World Channel. Even though he did not announce what his lord talent was, his legendary tier lord talent alone had immediately caused his reputation to soar. He was no longer inferior to the Dragon Lady Lord, only inferior to him. Zhou Zhou immediately valued him. As the owner of a legendary tier lord talent himself, he knew all too well how terrifying a lord talent of this level was. It was no exaggeration to say that every legendary tier lord talent in the online novels on the cerulean planet could be used as the protagonist cheat. There were examples like his 100% drop rate and Linger's Divine Herb Garden. Zhou Zhou naturally would not underestimate the Overlord Lord's legendary tier lord talent. As for the second lord, it was the Military Industry Lord. He was the only lord without a lord talent among all the famous lords. The reason why he was suddenly so famous was because he suddenly announced a deal this morning. A self-made submachine gun deal. He had a total of 10 self-made submachine guns on sale. It was said that this was made by the blacksmiths in the other party's territory, and the main creator was the Military Industry Lord himself. According to the other cerulean planet lords, this submachine gun was the easiest and least costly to make in the history of cerulean planet's firearms. However, the fact that he and a few low-level blacksmiths could forge it in just 7 days was enough to prove his ability. Moreover, according to the Military Industry Lord's own response, this was not the only firearm he knew how to make. He knew how to make many firearms and weapons. He even dabbled in some high-end weapons on the cerulean planet. These 10 submachine guns were just a catalyst. The reason why he issued this transaction was to attract more of his kind to join him through them. He wanted to recruit more military talents to restore the military technology of the cerulean planet on the high continent. This way, he could protect himself and he could use this to have the strength to resist the other lords and participate in the competition for the title of Lord of all races. This military industry lord is really capable. Zhou Zhou clicked his tongue in wonder. If he could really realize his ambition and recreate the military technology of the cerulean planet on the high continent, and even forge nuclear weapons, this ability was comparable to an epic tier lord talent. This lord of all races competition. As expected, the more powerful opponents appear towards the end. This is only the 7th day. How fierce will the competition be in the future? Zhou Zhou was deep in thought. He had also seen what the others said about worrying about the novice lord test tomorrow. Today is the last day. I can sell another wave of goods. I'll sell something special this time, so that the lords on the World Channel would not say that I only know how to sell monster flesh and weapons and equipment. Zhou Zhou immediately opened the exchange thinking of this.
Thank you for watching Mystic Realms Recap. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.